Okay, the last bit of housekeeping we're going to do on the app is we're going to generate the private keys and use those in the Webpack configuration. In the previous video, we didn't have any problems running the app because we weren't trying to sign any transactions or create any new users or anything like that. But the very first thing we're going to want to do is just that, exactly that. So to do that, we're going to need the session IDs and private keys and all those other things. So let's just get that out of the way now. That way we won't have to worry about it when we're coding. So if we go back to the GitHub repo that I've linked to previously, you'll see a picture here at the bottom of the README. And this essentially shows you what maps to what when you're creating your own app. So back in the developers console, in a previous video, what we did is we created our own app, right, using the Mixin Messenger app to verify ourselves and all those other things. What you're going to do is you're going to click to generate a new session under the app that you created. You'll click that and it will look something like this. I'm not going to show you because it's got all of my private keys and all those other things. I don't want people logging into my app, but it will pop up this looking all of these private keys when you do that. And what you're going to do is, you can see here there's the webpack.config.js file inside the repo. If we look at that, you can see here that I have left the return your app ID, your private key, and your session ID. You're going to take those that were generated on the developer console here, and you're going to put those into the Webpack configuration. So in this case, your app ID, right, that ID maps one-to-one to this one right here, or in this case this one right here. You'll see it the same thing, so you'll put that, copy paste that in. The next one you need is the private key, and that one is this big giant begin RSA private key down here. This is your private key, so you're going to copy that and paste that in right here in the Webpack configuration file. One thing I will point out is don't forget to include the -- begin RSA private key, and you'll also see the end private key down here at the bottom. If you scroll down, it's not in this picture, but you'll see that. Definitely include those because the transaction signing library that we'll be using is expecting to see those in your private key. So include those when you do the copy paste, otherwise you'll be in a world of hurt. And then the final one is your session ID. And you can see here that that's this number that gets popped up right here. It's right below the pin. That will be your session ID. So once you copy those three keys into the Webpack configuration file, you should be good to go, and you shouldn't have any problems signing transactions. You'll know immediately if you did this step correctly. When we start writing the app, you'll get like errors about signing transactions and errors with the transaction signing library that we'll be using. And if that's the case, you're going to need to go back, watch this video, make sure you did everything correctly. And as always, don't hesitate to reach out if you run into any problems during this step as well. Happy to help. Okay, see you in the next video.